Hello and welcome back to another 2-Minute Tuesday, and in today's video I'm going to be showing you how to use CAGED in your improvisation and composition. If you're not too sure what CAGED is, it's a really awesome visualization method for guitar players. I've done a video on this in the past which you can check out, which is linked in the top right of the screen. Now for those of you who are familiar with the CAGED system, let's roll the intro, stick 2 minutes on the clock and crack on with the video. So let's start off with the chord progression in the key of E minor. We could perhaps have E minor to D to A. Now over that chord progression you might opt to play the minor pentatonic scale in the key of E over this, which of course will sound great in your improv and compositions, but eventually you'll probably find that it always sounds like you're just playing the minor pentatonic scale over these chords. And the goal of today is to help break away from this minor pentatonic shape, of course, but also understand the difference between tension and release. Your release notes are essentially chord tones, so all of these tones, when playing over these specific chords, are going to sound great. And tension notes are simply notes that are not within these chord shapes. So let's start at a basic level, and we're going to try and bring these chords over to this 12th fret pentatonic region here. So all together we have now make sure that you can really visualize these shapes, because we're going to be targeting some of these notes as we go along. And what I mean by that is, for example, over the E chord, you might play a pentatonic phrase, but you're gonna want to resolve it by hitting one of those notes from that E shape chord. So perhaps you'll play a phrase like this, and I finished off there with some vibrato and a finish note there, which is from that E shape. So providing that you can visualize your CAGED shapes very well, you should be able to pick this up quite easily. And of course, this is just one position of the neck. You don't necessarily have to stick to this position. You could branch out. Perhaps you want to use these shapes. So maybe you could use a C shape E minor chord. And then we have a C shape D chord. And then we could finish with our G shape A chord. So when improvising over these chords, you might want to opt to use some of these notes and then fill them out with some pentatonic runs, or runs from your E minor scale, or whatever scale you're familiar with that works over the chord progression that you're playing over. So let me conclude this idea, make it practical now. I'm gonna do some improvisation over these 3 chords, and I want you to look out for the shapes that I use over the chord progression. So I'll try to use a mixture of shapes, starting off with the ones that we just spoke about, and then perhaps I'll move to some of these C shapes and see where I end up. So there we go, hopefully you took something away from this lesson. CAGED is a really awesome visualization tool, and a tool that you can use to target your resolution notes across the neck, as I demonstrated throughout this video. If you have any questions or comments or suggestions for future 2-Minute Tuesdays, then definitely hit me up in the comments section below. And until next time, I will see you in the next video.